Hey everyone, welcome back to Painted Studio. I'm Maury Curtis Dunbar, your host of Many Messes. It is a beautiful Thursday. It actually warmed up here today. It's about 75, so we're here in the studio with the doors open again and enjoying the last blast of wonderful warm weather before we really kick into the cold. So today I thought we'd continue on with the ornaments that we were doing yesterday. So this is what one side of this looks completed. And we have painted the other sides with black set coat and then applied our Artsyville foil adhesive to it. And we're just putting stencils over it and creating more ornamenting on it. I have not done any Cricut cutouts, so we don't have any of those to apply. That'll come tomorrow or the day after. Right now we're just doing the ornament background. So I'm going to flip you down and we're going to go right to work. So there we've got that set up. This one we used, I think this is the Indian textile pattern on the back with our, which one is this? Flower Power Pink and our military camo over black set coat. Hey Maddie, hey Joy, nice to see you here. All right, so this side is all prepped and ready. And again, these were the back sides, so these sides are really much smoother than this. Because why? Because this has been floating around in my studio. It's got little bits of stuff floating on it. And you know what? We're going to show you that that doesn't necessarily matter. So I use Indian textile on the front of that one. So we're going to use our Flower Power. You know, Flower Power happens to be one of my favorite stencils like this because it just shows the stencil patterns and the foil patterns really, really nicely. So I've tapped that down to the surface. We're going to pick some other colors to use. I think we're going to use our Garrison glitter in the stencil. Don't ask me what I'm going to use as the background. I haven't figured that one out yet. And you know what? You're going to have to wait a sec because I need to grab a scissor. I don't want to bite this with my teeth. Everybody always yells at me when I tear stuff with my teeth, and frankly, during a pandemic, sticking my mouth on a roll is gross. Actually, it's gross in general. But old habits die hard sometimes. I'm so used to doing stuff by myself that doesn't affect other people. Well, yeah, I gotta pay attention. So, got that tape back up, putting it away, and we are going to release this one. Look at how cool the Garrison. Now the Garrison glitter, very festive, very seasonal to begin with. This can go all the way from through the whole fall and winter, through both Thanksgiving and Christmas decorations. I think it's a terrific looking pattern. And I'm taking my scrubber. I know these are nail brushes, but I love them because they look like mini scrub brushes and they have those nice stiff bristles. So I am going to take my little stylus because we know in the Flower Power stencil there are little dots right in here that all don't, that's not a stylus, that's a picker. That had a sharp end. That would have made a mistake, been a big mistake. So I'm going to stick my stylus in here into the little holes that I know are at the top of the flower center in here. I know these are called pistils or stamens, and I don't remember which is which. And please help me to remember. I want to show you how the little brown candy style house that we did yesterday came out. It's dried today. It looks so cute. And I know me with my ability to forget things that when I flip the camera up, whoever's listening now, if you're still there, please say, show us the house, because you know I'm going to forget. I can't figure out if I have COVID memory or menopause memory or both, but quite frankly, if it's not written down in front of me or I don't do it right away, I can't remember squat. And I don't blame other people for it. I know it's my mess. Okay. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the products that are underneath here, first we used Faux Effects Set Coat in black. Set Coat is my go-to base paint for almost everything. It was designed for decorative finishing specifically because as a water-based paint, it was hard to get a good paint that had excellent leveling qualities, high bonding qualities, and smoothed out and finished up like an oil paint. So that's what the formulation of Set Coat was designed to be. So it's super high bonding, brushes on easily, levels beautifully, dries to a lovely finish between satin and eggshell, and it's ideal to do any and all decorative finishing over. If I had other paints to recommend for somebody who might not want to go with Set Coat, Perfetto makes a product called Bondago, which is also very good. I don't carry that product, so I can't be the one telling you that you can get it from me. I know it's available at Artistic Painting Studio. It's a Perfetto product. And I think you can get it at Chicago Institute of Fine Finishes if you're local. Let's see. Another good one is Benjamin Moore Aura, A-U-R-A. Again, not an inexpensive product, but it has spectacular self-leveling properties. I tested it on a wall to see if they were telling me stories. Because this was one of those products when it first came out from Benjamin Moore. We were told, oh yeah, you can roll it on, and if you walk away from it in the middle of the wall, you won't have a seam, you won't have a funny ridge buildup. You know what? They weren't lying. And it dries beautifully. So I am always happy to share my recommendations for products, even if they're not products that I carry, because I want everybody's projects to be successful. That's a big deal to me. So I'm just checking now to make sure I've gotten all the details, and I keep, there's little ones that I miss, or there's edges or fine lines that need to be gone back over. And that's what I was missing. I was missing these down here. And these are important because this is going to help me move my stencil. These are what are called registration marks. So by doing them, like I'm doing right now, they create a pattern for me to move my stencil and reposition it correctly. So I've got those little dots there. Now you'll in a second, you'll see why they were important. So I'm peeling my stencil off. So no adhesive required when you do this. The adhesive that's already on there acts as what keeps the stencil stable on your surface. All right, so these little dots here come into this pattern, and then I line another flower up with these little dots here, and I can release more foil. Now I do have to be careful how I set it down so that I may cut this in smaller pieces now so that I don't get into any of the areas that I don't have a desire to have foil on, because I don't want it to get here. I don't want to get in between the flowers. I just want it to cover the spots where I'm laying the stencil and the stencil openings are. So let me just go back in here. Go around. And I'll take my little scrubber. And excellent release, as expected. Oh, I just did miss a little spot right there, though. I like to try to match it up so the color placement's correct. Okay, already looking so good. And I just have this one last spot to get. So I'll lay those dots over here on the center of this. Doesn't want to lay it set up quite right, so I'm going to have to look at it for a sec. Now it is. I knew I was not getting something right there. we go. I just had to shift it until it hit the right spot. So the 3 dots here line up with the 3 dots there. That gives me the proper placement for that flower. And where's my other piece of foil? There we go. Let's scrub it down in. Oops. Throwing things. Sorry about that. There's my stylus. Let me go back in here. I'm shoving, as I knock things over, I shove things over this way. I'll eventually shove it completely out of the camera's range because I'm gifted that way. It's been lovely having the doors open for an extra day. It's like a little present. Because yesterday I was bundled up, I was so cold. And I think I just need to get into here a little bit. Yeah, that's all that needed right there. And I think it needs a little right there. There we go. So that is on its own absolutely stunning. And it could stay just like that. And I could just top coat right over it. But of course, could I ever leave anything like this alone? No, of course not. So I have another foil that we're gonna put over it, and I just have to go grab it. I did actually think of this, I just forgot to grab the foil. So we are using our cloud foil in gold. So we're gonna cut a little piece of this. And I have the silver cloud, and we've used that on lots of stuff. But gold cloud is one I don't often show. I'm not sure why. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now I do have a little piece out of the middle of this, so I kind of have to play with positioning this so that I don't get a blank spot in the middle, because somehow I got a piece of tape stuck on this earlier. And I think here's where I want to make sure I get gold and black on there. So placing this is kind of a little bit of a challenge. Okay. I think I'm good there, and if I have to, I can come in and touch up a blank spot where that piece of foil got hit by tape. Okay, so now I'm just going to rub. This foil is slightly translucent, so you can already see some of the pattern peeking through. Here's my brush. And we're just going to give a little scrub. And then I like to make sure I've gone over this with my hand, because my hand warms the surface up and helps the release be even better. And then we're going to peel it back. So this, and you can see that the gold and black is kind of matte. So this adds like a killer texture, three-dimensional texture to it. So we've got this in shininess, and then the black and gold background is duller, so it kind of fades to the back. Look how cool that is. That is really nice. I really like that. So that is one pattern, and then we're gonna kind of cover a couple other ideas that I mentioned briefly yesterday. So I'm gonna trying to stick all my foil over on one side, since I'm notorious for heaping stuff up around me. So then we could also take our scribble writer, and we could outline everything if we wanted to. And this is Deco Foil Liquid Adhesive. It's our Deco Foil Liquid Adhesive. Now this is good for fabric and for hard surfaces. It's machine washable if you put it on clothing. Do not iron it if you've put it on clothing. This is a brand new bottle, because I actually finally used up the one bottle I had been using forever. I like how this looks. Now I can leave it so that I outline just the petals. I can go in and outline all of the little details. It's really, you know, what you find interesting. I think for this one, I'm gonna outline just the petals and the leaves. And then when it dries, I'll release foil on it. And if I want more, I can always add more. It's really easy to add more. It's really hard to take it off. And so that tends to be my policy, especially when I'm doing a pattern for the first time. I do it in little bits so that if it needs to have more added to it, that's fine, but then I still haven't managed to overdo it. I missed a little spot right there. Now, the other thing I can tell you right now is if I hate this and it doesn't look the way I want it to, that's a funny little spot right there. If I didn't like the way this came out, all I have to do is throw it in underwater. I mean, I have spray bottles. I did it on one piece today like 4 times. There's a little gap right there. And I really was not happy. I mean, I just couldn't get it to the lines to lie right. So I'd hit it with a spray bottle, wipe it down twice with water, and come back, and it was completely free and clear, nothing on there. See, now I just leaked a little bit of adhesive on there by mistake. I must have run my hand. So I just spritzed a little water on my hands. I'm wiping the foil down, foiled surface down. It's not gonna hurt it at all. I'll work on the other spots while it dries just because I don't happen to have a paper towel with me. The only thing I have are tissues, and the tissues have lotion in them. So yeah, I definitely do not want to wipe down the surface with a tissue that has lotion on it. That could be nothing but a mistake. All right, so I'm just gonna come down here. Now, if you notice the way I'm doing this, by the way, I am not pushing up into this. There's a reason. I get a cleaner line if I constantly pull down. Meaning, if I'm pushing and squeezing and pushing up against this, I'm gonna leave a split line. Whereas if I drag down, and let me see if I can get a zoom in so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, and I'll do it right and I'll do it wrong. Let's see how close I can get me zoomed in here. Okay, I hope that's close enough. Most of the time I pull like this and follow the line because my bottle's at an angle and the liquid flows out that way. If I do it this way, I'm pushing against the product and then I'm smearing it. You see? I'm splitting that line right there by you just pushing the nozzle of the glue through it. Okay, that should be fine. So it makes a wider and messier line. So you never want to be shoving the tip up in through the glue. It doesn't get you the look you want. And this is not going to be perfect. I mean, clearly I'm hand drawing this stuff. So there's going to be changes in pressure from the way I'm holding it, and you know, my hand's not perfect, so I'm going to get a couple of uneven lines. If you are comfortable moving quickly, that gets you straighter lines. If I go really slow, my hand will shake and I'll get bubbles. If I move a little more quickly, like this, and apply, consistent pressure, I get nicer lines. And I don't worry about making mistakes where I put them if I need to. I also have these. These are little tiny Q-tips. The company's name is Muji. I buy them online. First time I saw them, I was going through the Newark airport. So I picked up a bunch there, but I can order them online from Muji, or I can just order them. I think Amazon even has them. MUJI. These are made in Japan. For whatever reason, Japanese people needed extra tiny Q-tips, and quite frankly, I'm grateful for it because it works for us. So I just cleaned that line up. I'm going to go up to my bedroom tonight when I get home and watch horror movies. There will be no debate watching for me tonight. If I want to listen to people yell, I can do it by watching Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay, so now this has to dry until it turns clear, or for an hour, whichever takes longer. It'll set up to a good firm tack, and this is good to go. You're not locked in a specific amount of time to finish it. I'm sorry, I'm looking for my cap. You're not set into a set amount of time to finish it. This will be fine to come back to in 6 weeks. Trust me, I've done it. So I'm gonna set this aside, let it dry, and I'm gonna show you one that I did earlier today. So yesterday I showed you this one where I had done it with the spotted champagne foil over navy blue metallic set coat. Then we released the dragonfly with the pink leopard foil, and then I did outlining on it and released, I don't know, some silver over it. Don't ask me which one, it's hard to tell like that. So this one we did Indian bronze background, kiwi leopard here, and then I have done all of that outlining that you just watched me do before. So now I'm gonna pick a color to make this pop a little bit. And since these are ornaments, I want them to really shine. And I could go with our our lime confetti, or I could do a silver holographic. I gotta see what I've got. Let me turn around. Obviously, I didn't plan this out too carefully. Let's, I think we're gonna play with our silver holographic waterfall. I'm afraid this is too close, so if I do it in silver, it'll make it pop. The holographic waterfall will have a nice iridescence to it. You won't see this pattern in that outline at all. There we go. And tomorrow we are going to work on Christmas tumblers. I have a few of these wine cups that I picked up over at Target, and I've started some of the prep on some of them, and we're going to do some. Listen, if we got an eggnog alone, we might as well make it fancy this year. All right, I'm going to take my little scrubber, lightly scrub. Let's see how we do. Oh yeah. Look how that made that pop up. Nice. Now my details are clear, and my foil, because I put the less pretty side down. I don't know if you can catch this, the reflection, but the outline is there and perfect. All right, I'm going to flip the camera up. I'm going to read back questions, and then I'm going to show you the house that we did yesterday. Making sure I have it right next to me, because if it's not right next to me, we all know I'm not going to see it to do it. All right, let's come back in here. Joy says no cable, so no debate there either. If she wanted yelling, she has 3 teenagers. Good for you. Maddie, thank you. Mustafa, thank you. Hey, Kathy Brown, nice to see you here. Oh, yay, Lisa, you made it. Thank you. And your package is on its way. I love seeing all of you here today. It's so nice to see you here. Jenna, hi, how are you? Jenny, nice to see you. Gosh, all of you are here. Thank you. Thank you for all the kind words. Okay, we're going to towards the other Christmas house over there on that stack. My son's here with me today, so there's a stack of ornaments right there. Is that other house over there, or is it over here with me? I really don't know.
Checking.
It's a little gray house. Gray and silver. Ooh. There we go. Thank you. Awesome.
Very bottom.
Okay. Thank goodness for my helping hands. All right, this was the first house we did. And remember, we did it with the gray stains and everything was silver and white and gray and black. And then yesterday we were doing the one with the bronze and the golds and the browns. And the one thing we couldn't see for sure was how the glass bead gel was going to dry on the roof. And I was hoping it would dry really well. Well, yeah, it did. You can see all that wonderful gold in there. So we have our golden house and we have our silver house. I mean, how cool are those? Again, folks, dollar store. Now, if you want me to bring these in, please send me messages because I can order these by the case and have them ready for you if you'd like them. I'm not bringing them in if nobody wants them. So I love this. I'm so happy with how these came out. I don't know which, honestly, I don't know which one I like better. I love them both. So, oh yeah. All right, everybody. I think that covers everything. Let's see if of course, I'm not getting my comments now because I just accidentally flipped them off. Whatever. So, I'm going to come back through. If you had any questions that I didn't answer, please feel free to post them in the comments. I always go through, I come back, I list all the materials and the foils and stuff that we used at the top once I've finished doing the filming. You know, by the end of the night tonight, I get around to it. I'm sorry, it doesn't happen in 5 minutes, but it does get there. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. If you're not comfortable asking here in the live forum, please just feel free to send me a PM. I answer everything. People will tell you, I answer it all. As long as I'm awake, I answer. And we will come back tomorrow. We will be working on our holiday beverage cups. And I have at least 8 more ornaments to do in front of me. So if you want to see more ornaments, we're going to be doing more of them. All right, everybody, have a great day. Please use the little arrow button if you're on an Apple device on your phone. There's a little arrow button. Sprinkle the love to as many places as you can where you won't get in trouble on Facebook. We love having the sprinkles. We grows our group. We can have more contests. And yes, we do have another contest coming up at the end of the month. We're going to announce it sometime next week. It will be Halloween themed. So keep that in mind. And we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.